From a very young age, I was raised in a household where I saw my parents working all the time, working very hard, and having what I believe was success. I mean, I never saw anything else other than my parents achieving things. And so I correlated that at a young age in my mind that no matter what in life, I knew that I was going to have to learn how to work hard. Working hard was just going to have to be a reality for the rest of my life. And so I decided when I was barely big enough to push a lawnmower that I needed to learn what it was like to work. And if I overcame that, I would at least have that going for me for the rest of my life. I'd be able to work harder than anyone else if I learned how to do it young. And so I started, and I realized through the process of that also working hard would correlate to me having my own money and never having to ask for it. And I didn't know where that would lead, but I knew that it made me feel good inside. It gave me confidence. And it gave me something that was my own. And through that process came the day that my dad enrolled himself in a stock market seminar. I think his accountant or something told him about it and said he should come. And so he was going to go, and I begged him to let me go with him. I don't remember why at the time. It probably had something to do with the fact that I wanted to be around my dad all the time. But walking in those doors, him agreeing to let me go to that stock market class at, 12, 13 years old, was a turning point in my life. And it did not register to me then. Every night I left that class, that guy that was teaching the seminar, my eyes were big as saucers. And my brain expanded daily for the next 5 weeks or however long it was. The material was over in my head. I didn't understand options and trading and brokerage firms and all that, but I understood that what he was saying was the ability for me to become something more than I ever thought possible. It changed and actually triggered a switch in my mind for big dreams that was never there before, and I could not turn it off after that. My mind and imagination just went insane with ideas of things that I could use the stock market to accomplish. Now, my dreams have changed over the years, but from that age, 13 to 31, I have been diligently studying the stock market. Now, my path has not been a straight shot to anything. It's been a heck of a curvy, bumpy ride with a lot of pitfalls. But my journey to where I am now has taught me a lot, and most of it has been a reflection of learning things in the stock market and then putting those principles to work in my life that have oriented me towards being able to design my success. And what I want to share with you as we go into a new series is the realities of what the stock market has taught me about life. And so we want to get into that and talk about some key things that I think you can benefit from. I could talk for hours about what the stock market has formed me into. You see, the stock market is something that I believe is a level-headed playing field for anybody that wants to obtain success in life. It's one of the great conquerors of either you or you're going to learn how to move with it. It either you go into the lion's den of the stock market and you either come out a warrior, a lion, and learn how to hunt your prey, or you become the prey and it chews you up and spits you out and you stay down or you get back up. Those are your choices when you decide to build wealth in America. And the stock market is a great vehicle for that. It literally forces you to either become what you need to become to achieve what you want, or to decide that you're going to give up and fail in defeat. You have two choices. It's very real in that manner. And that's the only thing about the stock market that's black and white. And that's really the only thing about life that's black and white. See, the stock market shows you that you cannot do things just when they feel good. You have to force yourself to push and do things in a disciplined manner to achieve something in life. It's not about having a dream. It's about making the dream daily come true by working at the disciplines that get you closer to your goal. The stock market forces you to grow into what you need to be to have that success, and that growth translates outside of the market into your life, and it permeates every part of your being, so you become a better person. And that better person is the person that you need to be to achieve what you want. So it forces the growth once you decide that, hey, no matter what, no matter how I feel, no matter how sick I am, no matter what's going on in my life, I am going to decide that daily I'm going to do something to move myself forward. That discipline turns your mind into something that you control, as opposed to your mind and your body controlling it. And that's what I believe a lot of people in life are missing today. They're missing the reality of the fact that they can, with enough hard work, control their mind and control their choices. And their life doesn't have to be a reactionary thing. It can be an active advancement. The stock market teaches you that. It teaches me. It taught me real objectiveness and emotional control. Learning that if I don't become the calmest person in the room, I will never, ever be able to make objective choices. And objective choices are choices that turn into profitable choices. See, investing is the art of displacing yourself from your money and understanding that you have to make non-monetary decisions, non-emotional decisions, objective decisions, and calm decisions when everyone else around you says the sky is falling. It's usually the time to look at doing the opposite of what they're doing. It teaches you to step outside of the crowd and begin to look at things from a different perspective. Begin to see how the crowd is moving and see how you can profit from the crowd as opposed to being a part of it. It teaches you that the objective decisions you make are never just right and wrong. They're just what is the right decision right now at this moment. You make it and you move forward. What is the next right decision at the next moment? And you become a person that doesn't just look to eat the best, but looks to eat to live. I have a proverb in my office. It's an African proverb of some kind that says, no matter the economy of the jungle, the lion never eats grass. You become that lion that no matter what you're going to eat, the meat that you need. You're going to find a way to kill your prey. That's what the stock market teaches you. And it's not a negative thing to become a lion conqueror in life. It's a very positive thing to begin to morph, grow, and learn to be objective and be the calmest person in the room. Imagine the situations in which you can be helpful. When instead of freaking out like everybody else, you can stand, assess, and act. Just like the heroes that run into a burning building when everybody else is running out. Or the people that stand on the front lines when everybody else is behind. The stock market becomes that reality for you to learn how to act in situations that are no longer black and white. Life is not black and white. But unfortunately in school, we're taught that. We're conditioned to think that there's right and wrong always. And it's only a matter of the grades you get. But outside of school, in real life, that's not how you're measured. That's not how futures are controlled. Futures are decided based upon small decisions in the moment. And there is no right and wrong. There's no black and white. Everything is shades of gray. And that means that you cannot base your decision upon what somebody else has done. You have to base life decisions upon how they're going to affect you. And you have to learn to think in terms of probability and in terms of objective understanding of when I'm in this situation. Since there's no black and white, there's no good or bad, you have to evaluate everything, compute it, and then put it back out so you can act quickly. Those things translated from the stock market into life allow you to make better decisions, both smart and fast. And in business, in any other certain realities of the situations we find ourselves in daily, learning how to make decisions like that make you a more competent and successful human being. The stock market has taught me a very hard lesson, one that I learned in a way, one that I pushed against multiple times. And that's the idea that you cannot chase two rabbits at one time. You know, when I was younger, around where I grew up, there used to be a lot of quail. They're these little birds that they make for really good meals. And my dad grew up hunting them, and so he taught me to hunt them. And in my young life, we would go on many quail hunts. And the thing about quail is, for warmth and protection, they get into big coveys of 12, 24 or more. And so when you flush them out of briars and big bush, you have to force them to get off the ground. And when you do, they don't fly in one direction. They all fly in multiple directions at one time. And it's one giant, quick, fast motion of realizing they're up, realizing they're moving, and you have to choose one target to shoot at. If you choose two at one time, you'll never hit anything. You have to take out one before you begin to choose another. And you have to be very quick in your decision of what is the best shot for me to eat. That scenario plays out in the stock market on a daily basis, and it plays out in your life on a daily basis because too many of us have too many minds. We go after way too many things at one time, and we never accomplish any of them. We have to learn one of the fundamental realities of life is, despite what the new shiny object of the week is, you have to focus on where you're going and what your goals are, and the one thing that can get you there. And no matter how hard it is, at the times when Jimmy down the road is having more success than you, you have to push through the hardship of your thing. Otherwise, if you turn and start to focus on what Jimmy's doing, you lose all the compounded progress of your current work. It's time and time again I see it. And I had to learn that the definite hard way, that I must focus on just mastering one thing at a time. The stock market inevitably will teach you that you have to take your own financial future seriously. And in America, I believe that independence is only as strong as the amount of people that choose to be independent. See, we as a nation are so proud of our independent freedoms. But if nobody in the next generation, I'm 31 or younger, choose to fight to have that in their life, then there's no reason to have independence. Independence fades away if nobody chooses to fight for that and achieve that for themselves. So our American way of life is at risk if nobody chooses to take on their own independence. And in life, the stock market shows us that nobody should die broke in America. Everybody has the ability, if we make the choice, to begin at whatever age we learn about it, to start forcing ourselves to make smart decisions for our financial future. We all have to, as long as there is money exchanged hands rather than bartering or fighting for food, as long as we use money as a monetary system in America, we must understand that mastering our finances is a key, not only to having our own independence in life, but to building an independent legacy for the generations that come after us. And America gives you the ability, through the stock market, through the economy, to achieve whatever financial dreams you want. You just have to know that it's there. Set a plan and discipline, and then act on that daily. But nobody can do that if the education is not there. See, that's the final point of this talk. The stock market has shown me that there's not enough education out there in the world from a very young age about the powers of understanding how our economy works, how money flows, and how money can work for you. It should be as important as learning math and science and history. Great civilizations rise and fall on their economies. So it behooves us as a society to make it a serious study that everyone have at least a foundational understanding of how to build financial independence for themselves. And you can do it in America. You can achieve it if you just simply take a small bit of the education and start to chew on it for yourself. That's why this talk is going to lead into a series that I'm going to do here on the Rob Review called Active Investing for Beginners. And I want to start that by doing a talk, the next talk I do on why investing is important. But this is the foundation of that. Investing is important because we owe it to the future generations that come after us to sow into our economy so it's better for them. And with that, that's all the time I have for y'all. I am Robert Morris, your friend in success, and I appreciate y'all listening to me today. I hope that you got something out of how the stock market can, if you're looking for a way to achieve success in life or to achieve something, how the stock market can be a ground floor entry for you to, and it can be a catalyst for you to take on that and form into the person you have to become to achieve what you want to in life. Everyone starts at zero, regardless of the family that they're born into. In life, it's not about the money you have. It's about the skill that you can employ in order to grow it. And so you level the playing field by learning the skill and having the faith to take the time to learn the skill. And so really what it's about with the start of everything is not how much money you have. It's how much faith you have in the ability and in the process and in the time. Just remember that and chew on that as you think about where you're starting out and where you've got to go. I'll see you on the next one.